Nerdle, the numbers game for Wordle players. It is a game anyone can play and win, and that includes you. So if you're getting ready to click off this broadcast because you think you're not good with numbers, stick around. We've got a surprise for you. I'm going to show you how anyone can successfully, hear that, successfully play and win Nerdle if they follow the baby step path I'm about to lay out. You can do it. I know you can. Hey guys, I'm Mary Schaefer, founder of AP Now and the author of Wordle, the Rules, the Strategy, and Expert Tips. Let me start off by sharing there are Nerdle games with training wheels, or if you will, mini Nerdles. And I'm going to show you how to use them to build up your skill and your confidence. As you probably know, Nerdle is the Wordle with numbers. Why might you want to go down this path if you think you're not good with numbers or you don't like numbers? I'll let the scientists explain. Here's what they say. In most people, areas related to language processing are located in the brain's left hemisphere. In contrast, mathematical processing is a more widespread in the brain. It occurs in the frontal, parietal, occipital, and temporal lobes of both the left and right hemispheres. So doing Nerdle will help you exercise more parts of your brain. All right, enough of the science stuff. Let's get started. Before we get to full-blown Nerdle, I want to start off by showing you the Nerdle screen, which is what you'll see when you log into Nerdle. And if you see that and you immediately get scared and like, oh my God, how am I ever going to do this? They're giving us 6 chances to guess an equation with 8 entries. Don't even go there. Let's start off with micro Nerdle. That's right, micro Nerdle. Now, micro Nerdle gives you 6 chances to guess an equation that has 5 entries. And the only thing you can use, and this is the same, by the way, for all the Nerdle games, the different types, are the digits 0 through 9 and the 4 basic mathematical signs, the plus sign, the minus sign, the divide sign, which is the slash, and the multiplication sign, which will be the X or the star on certain computers, okay? So that's basically 15 symbols, also the equal sign. Every solution will have an equal sign in it, okay? So if you're looking at this and you're thinking, I don't know what to put in, I'm going to tell you how I started, and you can start it. It's 1 plus 2 equals 3. So I put in 1 plus 2 equals 3 on this starting example that I wanted to start off with you. And what we learned here is that we have the equal sign in the right place, okay? The equal sign is in the 4th position, and then it turned green. One of the things I like about these Nerdle games is they're not using that mustardy yellow, which I'm not that crazy about. They have a prettier purple. So purple means, yes, you've got the right number, but not in the right place, or the right symbol, but not in the right place. And the green is, right number or digit and in the right place. So all we know here is that the equal sign goes in the 4th position. So, and we know it's not a 1, it's not a 2, and that's not a 3. So I'm sure you're not going to be real surprised when you see what my second guess was. So my second guess was 4 plus 5 equals 9. I didn't do so well here, but I did find out something else, okay? I've now been able to narrow down my equation. My answer must have, or probably has, a 6, a 7, and an 8 in it. So I thought about it and thought about it, and what I put in, which was not such a brilliant guess, was 8 minus 6 equals 2. And this way I found out some more information. And I found out that the plus, we know it's not addition, but I did find out that it is subtraction. And I found out that the 8 has to go in the first place, and then a minus. I don't know, 8 minus what, I don't know. And something, obviously the answer. Now, I'm thinking about this for a long time because I'm thinking 8 and 7, how does this work? Now, I'm going to give you an opportunity to see if you got there faster than I did. I thought about that. It took me about 5 minutes of thinking until I finally got it. If you've got the answer kind of indicated in the comments below, feel free to go ahead and brag before I make the great reveal. I obviously was forgetting one important factor. Okay, and the answer, as you can see, if you're watching this on YouTube, is 8 minus 8 equals 0. That's right, I forgot about the 0, okay? So important lesson here is 0 is just an important digit as 1 through 9, okay? So when you look at that, you can see that's, pretty simple. And if you want to play micro-nerdle, it's micro.nerdle.com. You can either do that or just, Google micro-nerdle and you'll get to the right place, okay? So now we're ready to move on a little bit, and now that we've got comfortable with this, we're going to go move on to mini-nerdle. And mini-nerdle gives you 6 chances to guess an equation that has 6 entries. And again, 0 through 9, and the 4 basic mathematical signs plus subtraction, division, and multiplication, and of course the equal sign. And you always need an equal sign in it. So that gives us something right off the bat. So I started off, again, I want to use as many digits as possible. And I started off with 5 plus 7 equals 12, okay? Because I wanted to get, like I say, as many different digits in. And I was rewarded here. The equal sign is in the right spot. And the 7, okay, is in the right spot. And there must be 5 in the answer somewhere. And I say 5 in the answer somewhere because I can't have it on the left side of the equation. It's been ruled out there. So it's either in the one of the last 2 positions. Now let's focus for a minute on the mathematical sign. It's told me it can't be a plus. It can't be a plus. I've figured out that it can't be a minus because it's something minus 7 will not equal a 2-digit number. It will only equal a 1-digit number. And same thing with division. If you divide something by 7 and it's only a single digit, you're not going to get 2 digits. So I have figured out that it must be multiplication. And now it's something that needs to have a 5 in either the first or second position of the answer. So something times 7 equals something with a 5 in it. And basically, start going through my head. 7 times 1 equals 7. That's clearly not it. No 5. 7 times 2 is 7. 7 threes are 15. Okay, it could be that, but we know there's no 1 in it. 7, 4. 7 times 5 is 35. That could be it, except we know that the 5 can't be in the first position. 7 times 6 is 30, and go through. And woe and behold, 7 times 8 is 56. So I'm going to try that because that seems actually to me to be the only possible solution. And as luck would have it, it was right. And I see this without any great reasoning or mathematical abilities. We were able to get this in 2 rounds. Even though mini-nerdle would have given us 6, 2 rounds was more than sufficient just by using some basic mathematics and some logic and thinking about it, okay? All right, so not too difficult. You probably could do it yourself. So again, if you just want to play micro-nerdle and mini-nerdle for a while until you get good with it, that's fine, okay? This is all for fun. Now, before we get to full-blown Wordle, if you like this episode, please give us a thumbs up. And if you loved it, please enter subscribe. We produce new content for the channel 3 times a week. Tuesdays and Thursdays are devoted to payment and accounts payable issues, and Saturdays are reserved for Wordle and Wordle-like games. A special thanks from me to everyone who takes a moment to hit the like button and add a comment. All right, so now let's move on to the big times full-fledged Nerdle. Okay, this gives you 6 chances to guess an equation with 8 entries. Again, only 0 through 9. You must have an equal sign, and only the 4 basic mathematical operations: addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Sign. So let's get started. And my first guess is just basically one where we can get as many numbers in as possible. So what I guessed was 52 plus 34 equals 86. And we were only rewarded a little in that we found out where the equal sign is, and we found out that we also had a 5 and a 4 in the answers. And we also know that we don't have a 2, 8, or 6, or 3. Okay, so that actually told us pretty much. We also know that it's not 2 digits plus 2 digits. So I wanted to start off by seeing if, trying a few other things. And so for my next guest, I put 5 in the first position, which probably wasn't my best guess, but I did 5 plus 8 times 5 equals 45. And as you can see here, I found that I've managed to locate where the 5 should go, despite getting it in all the wrong places. From this, we can deduce that the 5 should go in the third position. So it's some number plus 5 times some other number equals a 2-digit number, and we've got to use a 4, okay? So we move on to the next round, and I took the guess 4 plus 5 times 1 equals 09, okay? And what we found out here, as you can see if you're watching on YouTube, is that there's no 1 in this, there's no 0 in the answer, but we have a 9 and a 4, we just don't have them in the correct place. Now, we've tried the 4 in the eighth place, in the second to last place, and we've tried it in the first place. So now we know we can limit where it should be. And so let's take another guess. And this time, what I want to do is I want to try 9 plus 5 times 7, and that equals 44. Okay, and what we found out here is that we don't have a 7 and we don't have a 4 in the next to last place, but everything else, if you're watching this on YouTube, you can see everything else is fine. So now we can just start doing a little machinations in our head, doing a little math in our head, and you can doodle around on paper if you want. One of the nice things about the Nerdle games is it lets you put the numbers in, but until you hit that enter key, they're not entered, so you can go back and change them and play around with it. And again, with this, we discovered that it's 9 plus 5 times 9 equals 54. It probably took me longer to explain this to you than it actually took me to play it. So I'm hoping that I've convinced you that maybe Nerdle would not be such a bad thing for you to undertake. Would you like to get better at Nerdle? Should we do some more videos on it? If yes, please let us know in the comments below. Now, as you probably noted, there are some similarities between Nerdle and Wordle. One of those is the way that you can make certain inferences based on partial information, kind of the way Sherlock Holmes did. We recently did a video on Sherlock Holmes and inferences, and you can watch it right now using the link that will appear momentarily on YouTube and is in the show notes below. As always, we appreciate your thumbs up, your subscribes, your shares, and your comments. A special thanks from the bottom of my heart to everyone who takes the time to give us a thumbs up, a subscribe, or a comment. Happy wordling, happy nerdling, and happy mini and micro nerdling.